Hi, this is Rob and Ali sharing with you our passion of all things cruise and travel.
It is.
And we have a special hello to say to you today, and it is Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. And the reason why we're saying this is we're off to Japan.
It has been
We
a
are
dream of
so
mine to go to Japan since I was probably in my 20s. And the travel agent told my sister and I that it was not wise for two women to travel together in Japan. It's a long time ago. and so, as things happen, you know, time just goes on and things fall off your bucket list. But it's always been there, that a place I wanted to go to.
But we're not actually travelling in Japan, are we? We've got we're actually cruising, but we do have about a day and a half.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a series of videos in our build-up to our Japan trip, because it's a few weeks off yet, but we're going to tell you how that all came about. We're going to tell you in a series of videos how our progress is going, because we've got a lot of things to do. This is our first cruise outside of Australia, so we're not going to be able to hop on a plane to Sydney or drive up to the...
It's not our first cruise outside of Australia ever, but it is as we've been doing these videos.
Yes. It's an interesting story. I love this story about how it came about, and things just sort of happen for us. We just sort of, I don't know, they just sort of happened. Sometimes things are planned, sometimes they're not. And this all started while we were watching a television show. It was a Netflix show.
We're just like everybody else, where we sit on the sofa sometimes and just binge out on Netflix.
Right.
and we happen to be binging out on a Netflix series.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It was called In Love and Deep Water. It's like a bit of a light-hearted sort of
but it was a murder
mystery.
Yeah.
And it's set on board a cruise ship. And of course, what we're looking at is a beautiful cruise ship, and
it was magnificent. Beautiful cruise ship, does not do it justice. We were watching it, and I was like, "This is like something."
We weren't sure whether it was a studio though, or whether it was an actual ship. So
whether it was just all created. It was so amazingly wonderful, and I just said, "This can't be real. This can't be a real ship." I wonder whether it is.
So, of course, thanks to modern technology, she hopped on the telephone on the on the old internet, and it turns out it's actually the MSC ship Bellissima, MSC Bellissima, and it is it's quite a big ship. It's 171,000 tons, 4,500 passengers. Anyway, just popped up that there was a deal at we booked through.
Well, actually, just go back a little bit. It is on the MSC line.
Yes,
it's one of their cruise ships.
We haven't been on MSC before, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Very luxurious.
Yes. We are intending, of course, to bring you all the video footage, as long as we don't get stopped from filming. Anybody who follows Ben and David or has seen Ben and David will be aware of what I'm meaning there. But unlike Ben and David, we are not in the yacht club. It is a little bit outside of our budget. I will talk about budgets in a little while, because we think we've got an absolutely unbelievable deal on this.
And I just wanted to say about anybody that knows me knows that I have a real problem remembering the name of anything that is just letters, that isn't an actual name. So I have called this cruise line everything from BSM to I get it all mixed up. I can just never remember letters the right way around.
I think we've been on an encounter 7 times, and she still gets that wrong sometimes.
But it's when it's just letters. P&O, I think, is the only one I can kind of manage. So well known. Funny. Anyway, I now remember this because it is now my special cruise.
That's the one.
MSC.
That is it. So anyway, carry on the story. So we're watching this show.
So watching the show. So I hopped onto my mobile phone, and I was like, looked at it because I wanted to know. I looked up the In Love and Deep Water and said, what's the cruise ship? Is it real? So then it came up, and then straight underneath it said about whether there was that there was a special offer on for it. Come to the cruise for Japan. There was a special offer. Clicked in on that, and you know the way you do it, you just keep clicking and you get deeper and deeper into something. Ended up, I think it was with Flight Centre. Robert will go through the figures with you, but
we always book with Flight Centre. We have a fantastic travel. In fact, we've had 2 fantastic travel agents. at Flight Centre locally who've looked after us. So it just so happened, though, on this particular one, Flight Centre had an extra incentive. Okay, so it's a 6-night cruise. It goes from Yokohama in Japan, 4 ports of call ending in Keelung in Taiwan. And we got the cruise. We've got an ocean view cabin, but we've got a premium ocean view cabin, which is twice the size of a standard cabin. It is right at the front of the ship, which it wouldn't be it wouldn't necessarily be our chosen place. But hey, when I tell you that we got the cruise, including I think it's called Easy Plus. It's the drinks package anyway. We got
But you get drinks and internet.
I don't think we get the internet on this one, but we get the drinks. But we get the 6-night cruise.
And that's alcohol drinks.
Yes. Oh yeah, alcoholic and coffees and everything. Yeah, up to I think it's the value of $10, but that includes, I think, from what I understand, it's quite a lot of the standard drinks, wines and beers and that sort of thing. We got the whole lot for just over $2,400, and because it was Flight Centre, there was a $250 onboard credit, which at the moment is around about $390 onboard credit. So this cruise for the two of us has cost us, and that's for the two of us, has cost us about $2,100 for the cruise.
It's magnificent.
Unbelievable. And this is not a special deal for us. This is not. We
get nothing. Although we're saying about Flight Centre are brilliant, we have never had a deal from Flight Centre because we do the videos, or from any cruise line. No. We seem to do worse off than anybody else, actually, be honest. But these bargains come up. Yeah.
We do spend a lot of time searching, but Al's got a theory, and she's gonna pass on her theory as to how you can get a bargain cruise.
I don't think it is a theory, you said. And I'm whispering because you and it's only Robert doesn't believe it, but we all know that Google and every other phone device or whatever, Alexa, all that, they're listening all the time and recording. And they're just in your house, in your life, they're just there. And I reckon that if you kind of shout loudly enough around the house about how you want to bargain cruise somewhere, I think it'll pop up on your phone soon enough that you'll find something. I think it'll just appear.
Look, give it a go, and if it does, let us know. Put it in the comments, because I'd be really interested to see if this theory is right. Anyway, we get on with the story. Right, so before we booked it, obviously, because it's going from Japan and coming back from Taiwan, we needed to make sure we could get the flights. I didn't want to spend any more on the flights than we do on the cruise, which could be very easily on a $2,000 cruise. Yes. But everything fell into place on this as well. So we've got Qantas flights from Brisbane to Tokyo, using I think we used 50,000 Qantas points, and those flights to Tokyo cost us $298 for the taxes, and $298 for the two of us, plus the points, obviously, to get to Tokyo. So $300 to Tokyo, we've got that sorted. Then we had to get back. Now, back's a little bit trickier. We're having to come back via Singapore on Singapore Airlines, but we've still got a good deal on that. That is, I think that was just over $1,150 for the two of us. Now, we fly from Taiwan to Singapore, and then Singapore back to Brisbane. And it's, I think it's about 14 and a half hours all up. With a 2.5 hour stopover, so a little bit longer than the 9.25 hour flight to Tokyo. But hey, we've got the flights for the two of us to Tokyo and back for about $1,400.
I love the way I nod all the way through this, because just left it to Robert. Yeah. I mean, I'm all hot on the money, you know. I don't just kind of leave it to him normally. I do find the bargains, but when it comes into booking all those things, to him, because he likes chatting on the phone for hours to people like Flight Centre. But what I was just going to say is, if you think that the Qantas points is because we zip all over the world on flights and we get all these Qantas points, it isn't. We link our so we have our Woolworths card, and I think there's a number of other things.
Yeah, the credit card I get Qantas points on. So everything that we can do, we put on the credit card to get the Qantas points. And then the Woolworths rewards, we've got linked to Qantas points as well, so we get that. And
so if you love travelling, just check.
Or shopping.
Yeah. So, I mean, who would have thought that your Woolies rewards card could be linked to your Qantas points, and like that, you can then get these fabulous flights.
Well, it's double.
Just...
We buy our shopping from Woolies on the credit card, so we get the points for using the credit card, and then we get the points for using our everyday rewards. And they do add up. They do build up.
Yeah, you see, just like that. So if you like travelling, just think about all those things and kind of try and link everything all in one spot, and then you get kind of much better value for your rewards.
Now,
so we were absolutely delighted with that. So this is going to be.
There's a couple of other financial bits though, because MSC have changed their fare structure as of January 2024, and they now include the daily service charge. When we booked, it wasn't included, so we're going to have a daily surcharge, which at the moment is round about, I think it's $16 per person per day. Convert that, it works out about $300. So we're going to have about $300 extra to spend on the daily service charge, and then we've got accommodation.
Can I just
in Tokyo.
say? AKA daily service charge. I wouldn't have known what Robert was talking about, I have to admit. But I do know on most cruises, most of you will be aware that if you don't cruise around the Australian cruises that do not have a tipping in any way, most of the cruises outside of Australia, they have a tipping system.
Yeah, and gratuities.
The gratuities. And that gratuities system means that everybody from your cabin attendant to all the bar staff and the waiter staff, you don't have to tip them individually. It's all included in this daily kind of gratuity that they automatically add on to your bill every day. So that's what happens. You go on board and then it just gets added on. You can ask for it to be taken off if you've had particularly bad service, but it's bad form really to ask for it to be taken off if you've had good service. But that's outside of Australia.
So all
it's
up,
good that they're doing away with it on
this particular one.
Cruise.
So all up, we've got our cruise, we've got our drinks, and we've got our flights for the two of us for round about $3,500. We think that is an absolute bargain. $3,500 for the two of us. We do have some extras to pay for that, and we'll be. This is what we're going to be telling you in the coming videos, because we now need to book. Well, we need to work out where we're going to stay for a start off. We've got 2 nights in Tokyo. Out what kind of hotel and whereabouts, whether we're going to
Tokyo or Yokohama. How we get from the airport to where we're going to stay.
That's right. What we're going to do in Tokyo or Yokohama or both, because we've actually got a full day and most of another day as well, because the cruise doesn't leave until about 7 p.m. So we want to take full advantage of our time, and there are a few things we've already worked out that we'd like to go and see. We then need to, I think that's...
And there's an evening when we arrive, but we don't know whether we've got enough time to do anything. And then we've got an evening then, haven't we, as well? Yep. So, of course, Tokyo, when you kind of think about Tokyo, you think about all those lights and all those amazing kind of buildings with the 3D kind of advertising images coming out.
I believe it is the most populated city in the world.
It is the most populated
city in the world,
yes.
So there'll be other people there.
There'll be 1 or 2 others.
Alrighty.
And then we have to so there's some iconic things there that I've been looking at. I'm so excited about it. I've been just so nerdy on every YouTube and everything I can find on the internet about it. But there are some things that you kind of think it'll be a 5-minute seen it, done it, move on. Yeah. So, there's a lot of that.
We've got a lot of research to be doing. We want to see what the best prices are, whether we can get some discount cards for multiple attractions. What's the best way and the best time to see things. We've got all these things that we're going to work out.
And we haven't even set foot on the cruise ship yet. We've still got it and then all the ports of call.
Absolutely. Yes, all the ports of call. We need to work out what we're going to do. So as we go through that process and as we work out what we're going to do and how we've gone through that process, we're going to bring it to you in a series of short videos over the next few weeks, tell you how we're getting on and where we're going to be going and what we're going to be doing, and more importantly, what the costs are. So we're going to keep a running total of how much this whole trip as costing us.
Yeah.
So
what we want is the build up to the holiday to be kind of, I'm saying part of the holiday itself, but part of the excitement of the holiday. And I know it can be a bit of a chore sometimes. Well, actually, it can be a bit of a chore and a bit of a headache working it all out. So we're going to bring it to you in a lot of fun and everything, but tell you the pitfalls along the way. And the things we've discovered, and then we're going to hopefully wrap it all up into one video that says, this is the best way if you've just got a day in Tokyo.
And then we're going to do it.
And then we'll tell you whether it works or not.
All right, that's it for this video. This is our first, just to tell you about how we've come by the cruise and what it's costing us and what we're going to do next. So if you've liked this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe and hit the notification button if you don't want to miss any more of our videos about our journey to Japan or any of our other videos. Thanks
Please
for
do
watching.
Subscribe. It does help this channel. It does help us out to get the videos out to everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll say bye for now.
Bye-bye. What's bye-bye in Japanese? We only did hello. Oh, that's for the next one.
Is that sayonara?
No. Oh, it could
I'm
be.
sure.
Okay.
We'll work it out. We might have to learn a bit of Japanese. There's the money as well. All these things.
Bye.
We'll tell you about it as we go along. Bye for now.